Good morning, guys, and welcome to Audiovector in Skovlunde, Copenhagen. We are 13 kilometers from the center of our beautiful city, and I've been looking forward to showing you our factory and to show you what we are working on at Audiovector today. Come on in. So this is the ground floor of the Audiovector building. We are fortunate to have around 2,500 square meters in this place where we have joint production, development and showroom here. A few offices. This is my office. So you would say this is where the magic happens, but not really. This is where where the company is run from. My father, Ole Klifoth, who is the founder of the company, is still working a few days a week. We are living close to the company, and today he's with my kids' winter vacation. I'd like to show you one of our greatest successes that we have taken back into the world of hi-fi. So from the top floor where we have our master builders and our esoteric unique products, I would like to show you the little bit more practical side of running a loudspeaker company. Come on in. So we're going to the basement. For 10 years, we have had a succession, my father and I, which ended this January. So I've been in the company for 11 years, and the succession started 10 years ago. And my father still has some of the company left, and I am the sole owner of most of the company. We are financed and run as a family company and fully privately. So the Trapeze came in 1979, and it was difficult to think that we could redo the success from that time. Back in 1979, the Trapeze came in two options. One was a DIY, build it yourself set, and one was pre-assembled from our workshop. And but just like a fun thing, this is Trapezes ready to go, all assembled. So we're very happy that we were able to take what we started and make it a success yet again. So welcome to the one of the productions where we manufacture and assemble our higher end models. Our very good technician Jonas is assembling a pair of Audiovector Trapeze reimagined here. He made a few concept models before, but the Trapeze was the first one to come to market as a commercial success as well. And during the 5-6 years it was on display, it sold more than 25,000 pairs. So this is also a shape that was the foundation for Audiovector in its shape and form, and why we are still here now. So it's a unique product. It's a very unique product. It has a trapezoid form, so it's angled in towards the listener. It's angled out towards the floor. It has no standing waves. It has an isobaric compound bass system working together with the 12-inch main driver. All parts are made in Denmark, except from the mid-range that's handmade in Italy by our specifications. Crossover parts are partly done by ourselves and partly done by Duelund. Tweeters we've been talking about before is a version of the Dr. Oscar Heil air motion transformer. So it goes up to more than 50,000 hertz, so far beyond what the human ear can ever perceive. We've put a lot of time and effort into this loudspeaker. As with every Audiovector loudspeaker, we use a special dampening material called nanopore damping. So that is a damping material that is strategically placed and glued to the side of the loudspeaker. So no matter how humid your area is, if you're in Malaysia or you are in Copenhagen, the damping will stay the same for the next 20, 25, maybe more years. So you can enjoy our products everywhere in the world. This is in progress. The plinth is decoupled by carbon steel ball bearings in each 4 corners of where the spike is mounted. This is an Italian walnut real walnut veneer, hand veneered of course, and the felt makes sure that we have little to no diffraction in this very wide baffle area. So this is the fun room. So this is where loudspeakers from 10,000 euros and up are being, retail prices are being manufactured. And what you see here is the R8 arete in Italian walnut burl, which is being assembled for a Danish customer who is to receive these in 2 weeks from now. So this is these are early days. Cabinets have been veneered, and all veneers are matched sides, insides, outsides, tops, and rear side, so that when you get a pair home, you'll be absolutely sure where the veneers are coming from, and that they are as identical as can be working with a natural. So when we are lacquering the R8, we lacquer it 15 to 16 times to get this piano surface. And so we have to lacquer it, finely sand it, lacquer it, finely sand it, lacquer it, finely sand it, until we get this almost glass-like surface. Front baffles and rear baffles are made from solid aluminum or aluminium. So what you see here is the rear baffle for the R8 RT. This is a solid construction. So this weighs about 15-17 kilos a piece, and a CNC machine from one block of aluminum. This is anodized in a gunmetal gray, and cutouts for rear firing mid-range or for the open tweeter, AMT tweeter, are finely sanded, sandblasted inside, so to get rid of any machine marks. And we have a very fine sanded surface, which where we use fine Swiss watches when we look at finish. So not just look good, it also has a very important function of strengthening the cabinet once applied, and that will improve the performance a lot. So, all right, guys, welcome downstairs, where you can see we have a small warehouse with pre-built products. Mainly all Audiovector loudspeakers are built to order, but the occasional QR series in standard colors we have in stock for more or less immediate delivery. That depends on the time of year, of course. So we always have 6,000 cabinets in stock in Denmark to be able to supply our markets healthy and in good time. So what you see here is just a very small layout of what we can present, but a few custom colors for the coming 30 days. We have a crayon gray, which is originally a German sports manufacturer that has this color as well. Light titanium, which is also a car paint. We have the British racing green without metallic, that comes with metallic as well, in 2 or 3 different color grades, and we can pretty much deliver everything that the customer wants. This is a district green also. So green, brown, gray is very, very popular these days. And this is a light brown, Havana brown, which we know from the BMW, the F10 model, for example. And so whatever you desire, we can help you with a delivery time of 10-12 weeks. This is made in Denmark and sprayed by hand. So we ensure the best quality. Here we have some of our guys. Stefan and David are doing Freedom cables, which are following the RTA models. Nikki is doing a QR1. Timothy is doing a QR7. And Jonas is making crossovers for QR series. And we have our own capacitors and resistors, which is double cryo R8 capacitors, which we use in the special edition of the QR series and the R series R8 models. Again, this is Mr. Steffen Seidenfaden, one of our very talented master builders. And Steffen is right now checking the magnets, which is controlling the foil of the treaters. All our treaters or air motion transformer treble drivers are open to the rear. They are all designed on the foundation of Dr. Oscar Heil's AMTs from 1970-71, but they are all re-engineered by my father Ole and by our team until today's standards. And so what you see here is the assembly of an air motion transformer from Audiovector, which you will be able to listen to in our R series Avantgarde versions and R series R8 top versions. And we're very proud of this exact part, because that's one of the DNA creators of Audiovector. So we're using a fast and light and stiff and strong 6.5-inch mid-range to keep up with the speed of the air motion transformer. And it is crucial that the driver is not too big in combination with this masterpiece of a high performer. So all fascia plates are brushed and anodized, all manufactured here in Europe. Print work, laser engraving, everything is done a few kilometers from here by the same supplier who has done this for us for more than 20 years. The air motion transformer comes in various sizes and specs. The one I just put on the table for you here is for the Trapeze Reimagined, and is a version which is developed for that exact model. We have two different series of loudspeakers. We have our QR series, which is this is a special edition, QR1 special edition, and the whole series is a special edition of the QR series that we introduced 6-8 months ago. So we're using some of the same techniques as we are in our higher end R series, and damping material from our R3 R8, resistors and components for the crossover from our higher series. And but this is actually our entry series: QR1, 3, center, wall, sub, QR5 and QR7. So there's a whole family here for both stereo enjoyment and for home cinema solutions. And this is a series that's working very well for us. We ship this currently to about 60 countries in the world. Then we have our higher end R series, starting with the R1, 3 different specs of one cabinet, 3 different engines. Could be a car that has a 2.0, 3.0 and a 4.0 engine, 4, 6 or 8 cylinders. So R1 Signature, R1 Avantgarde and R1 R8. R8 is a top spec for us. R8 is an old Greek word from Aristoteles, which means that the one craftsman, could it be a craftsman or a chef in the ancient city who has R8, was the best at what they did. So R8 is the top spec. It is the best at what it does in this series. With hand-built air motion transformers, which is based on the Dr. Oscar Heil principle. We're working with full carbon drivers with titanium voice coils, double magnetic systems, no hysteresis, light, stiff, and very strong. These are easy to drive as the rest of the R series and QR series. So amplifier choices should be easy for you. We manufacture most of our parts ourselves: crossovers, tweeters, drivers, terminals, terminal plates, and crossover parts, some of the crossover parts as well. And we use cryogenically treated 7/9 copper wiring for. The most popular loudspeaker in the R series at the moment is the R3 R8, which is a 2.5 way, 91 dB sensitive loudspeaker, easy to place, bottom ported, fits most homes that wish to have a good system. Tubes or solid state doesn't really make the difference, but none is better than the other. I run these with Japanese tube amplifiers, and that's that's a wonderful result. Going to the higher end, we have our R8, which comes in 1 spec, and R6 that comes in 3 specs. So what the R6 and the R8 have in common is the isobaric compound-based system. So we have an 6-inch and an 8-inch working together on their own cabinets, connected to the crossover, so power comes via the amplifier. So it's not a passive system, it's not an active system, as there's no power going into the loudspeaker, but it's a fully working bass system connected to its own crossover. So that allows us to have, you could call it an extra subwoofer in each speaker. We have rare firing mid-ranges to improve the depth and the width of the soundstage. And we have a decoupled cabinet, so it sits firmly on the ground, but it's decoupled via the spikes in an authentic Audiovector concept as well. So try to treat this a little bit like a sports car. So we have the suspension, we have the engine, we have the transmission, and all have to work together in a beautiful sum of perfection. 2 demonstration rooms. This is the smaller one. We have a pair of R3 R8s in light titanium piano lacquer. All piano lacquers are done by a car specialist from a very, very known German brand. It's done here in Denmark, and this is a person we've been working with for more than 25 years.
Yes, my name is Hans Henrik. I'm the sales manager in Europe, and I would like to say a couple of things about our biggest demo room here at Audiovector. And we tend to keep a lot of different electronics to make sure that the speakers will pair up with virtually every kind of electronics available. So we have everything from, large Danish Griffon Apex to something more modest, like a name setup. It could be more equivalent to the majority of people playing at their house. Also in the 2 other demo rooms that you might have seen earlier on, you know that we have a lot of different electronics, cables, and power filtering as well, to make sure that it's realistic to a home environment. And this room is not, acoustically optimized. There's a lot of glass, but we made some small changes to make it a bit more realistic for a musical setup. So we have different kinds of pictures on the walls that are damped to the most degree at this side, and then less and less as you go through the room. Huge carpets, 2 large chairs, a bit of curtains, and then of course the speakers. We're using the Trapeze reimagined today, and we're playing Audiovector's own speaker cables with the Apex now. And it's the newest addition to the Audiovector family, but not per se a big speaker. It's 89 centimeters tall and actually quite movable. So I think it's a beauty for the eye and a very pleasing speaker to show people. I'd like to show you a new feature of the Trapeze that's quite unique. So if we just turn this one over here, it's easier for you to see. So for the first time, we have an adjustable crossover. So it's just a small switch down here that enables you to match the speaker to your amplification setup. So today we're playing the Griffon Apex, which is a huge high damping factor. So here you can actually tweak the speaker to match the damping factor. So there's a setting for a setup like this. There's a setting for amplification with a low damping factor, might be equivalent to what I use at my house. And there's a specific setting for tube amplifiers as well. So it enables you to test out what is your sound preference, and it will change the bass and mid-range signal path over the crossover. So it's an easy way to modify the sound to your listening environment and to your amplification. So a brand new feature on the Trapeze.
My name is Matthias. I work here at Audiovector in the R&D department. I work closely with Ole Klifoth, who's the founder of the Audiovector. And lately I've been working on models for different platforms for show of our isobaric compound base system. It's been a little under the radar as it's hidden for most understanding. But as you can see, the Trapeze, the R6 and the R8, they have the compound system where an internal driver is coupled in a closed seal system to an external 8-inch driver. It's different in the Trapeze, it's a 12-inch with an internal 8-inch. You can gain a few things from it, but one of the key features is a smaller cabinet and a better bass performance.
One of our unique concepts are called freedom grounding concept, FGC. And freedom is a word that we decided to use because when we did this internal grounding filter and connected all the chassis of the moving drivers to this filter, feeded it with a ground signal, no current, only ground, we experienced the feeling of freedom. Music is feelings, and our tagline is feel the music as well. So everything kind of connects. And so we have the drivers that are all connected to each other that removes unwanted current induced motion distortion. And simply by using this cable, which is included in all R8 loudspeaker purchases from 2025 and onwards. It's optional to use. You can use the loudspeaker without and it sounds amazing. But if you do, you will experience a lowered noise floor and an improvement in details and a freedom in your